Hi, my name is Hilda, and today I want to go over my tips for what to do when, life just really sucks and you need to sort of snap yourself out of it and try to turn things around. All right, so let's get into it. All right, my first tip is very simple. Go for a drive with the windows down, the music up. Bonus if there's some seat warmers or seat coolers as well. But the entire point of this is just to get out of the house, your apartment, wherever you live, and have some alone time and some recentering time. And just blast the music, drive down the highway, go on a mini trip with no destination, or have a destination. I'll go to Barnes & Noble, for example, but I'll pick up Barnes & Noble that's an hour away from where I live so that I can have that drive and decompression time. And sometimes I don't even go inside. The entire point is the drive. The drive and just letting everything go in the moment. My second tip is harmless destruction for catharsis. So what I mean by this is take a piece of paper and just rip it into shreds. If you do some working out, maybe you have one of those large punching bags, go for a round or 2 or 10. The point is not for actual destruction to happen, but just to get that energy out instead of letting it be coiled inside, and instead of trying to bury it deeper and deeper and deeper, get it out. Rip paper, and if the first round isn't enough, go for another round. If one paper isn't enough, rip another one and another one. It helps get that energy out in a safe and productive way. My third tip is to watch the stars or cloud gaze, or even just exist in the sun. This one can take a little while to work. One time when I did this, it took about 2.5 hours. But the rest of the day and even the rest of the week was so incredibly centered, and I felt just so connected to myself and what I was going through and how to get through it. It was just amazing. This happened probably 10 years ago at this point, and I still remember that feeling, that moment, sitting in the car, the windows were down, I was waiting to get on a ferry, and no music, no sound, just the window cracked. All I could hear was, the sea and the birds, and I just sat there and I stared. It was just this most amazing feeling of being able to let go in the moment, and that carried me through the rest of the day, my planning, my thinking, and I felt it the rest of the week, and I felt it so strongly that even today I can still recognize that feeling. So whatever that means to you, whether you go out at night, watch the stars, watch the clouds during the day, or just, sit for a while and just allow things to release from you. My next tip is to do a brain dump. So take a piece of paper. And yes, I would definitely recommend doing this with paper, not on a computer or a tablet, nothing electronic. If you choose to do that, sure, go ahead, do it, whatever feels right for you. But I definitely recommend pen and paper. Write down everything that is bothering you, everything that's going through your mind. If you're not a person that cusses, but it feels like you want to cuss on the page, do it. This is unfiltered, this is raw, this is the things that you hate, the things that are making you sad or upset, whatever is going on with you, the things that you are scared to tell anyone, put it on the paper. The point of the paper is not to necessarily be kept or shared or anything like that. It's about getting it out from your mind. So put it unfiltered down. Once you have put everything down, you will feel like you just did an emotional round at the bags at the gym. And that's good. You should feel emotionally spent after this. But then rip up the paper, throw it away, burn it if you can safely. It's not about keeping it, it's not about reflecting on it, it's just about getting it out. My fifth tip is to watch something funny. Now, as an analog person that prefers pen and paper for almost anything, here is my tip for those of you that are more digitally minded. Spend some time watching funny videos, binge a TV show, watch a comedy, whatever you're into. The point is, watch it for the giggles. Watch something that you know will make you laugh. Watch funny cat videos if that's what you're into, or do a marathon of comedy movies that always made you laugh. Laughter is a release. When you laugh, your body releases hormones that just make you a little bit more happy. So if you're having a down day, finding something that makes you laugh is amazing. It won't make everything better, but in the moment, it will, and that's all that matters. My 6th tip is wash the world away. Take a shower or a bath, whatever you're into, and just sort of center yourself. I would definitely recommend doing this in silence over with music or videos or however you would normally take a bath or a shower. Center yourself as you let the water sort of rush over you if you're taking a shower, for example. Watch it go down the drain. Imagine that it's washing everything heavy and everything that's making you sad away, and it's going down the drain. I use the shower as a way to sort of wash it away. Normally I take very quick ones, but sometimes I just stand there and let the water wash over me. Complete silence. My 7th recommendation is to write a letter to yourself. Now this is a little different from the previous one where you're just brain dumping everything to get out. This is a purposeful letter to yourself about what is going on and what you're doing to overcome it. Once you're done writing it, seal it up and put it aside. Maybe put it in a box and keep it for later. The other part of this is when you are feeling extremely low and down, is to open one of those letters that you wrote to yourself in the past and see what was going on then and how you overcame it and how you were feeling, and realize that no matter how difficult and dark something seems, there's always a way out. You've done it before, you can do it again. So trust yourself, if no one else. My 8th tip is to put on your favorite outfit or put on a full face of makeup, whatever your version of these things is. Sometimes when we get too deep into ourselves, it's hard to really get out of bed. It's hard to change from our pajamas into something else. But the truth is, clothes, makeup, things like that are an important part of who we are and how we express ourselves. So I think it's very important that when you're feeling low and when you're feeling like nothing matters, that at the very least, you show yourself that you matter, because you do. So put on your favorite outfit, put on your face of makeup, get dressed up, look like you're going wherever it is that you want to go. High tea in a castle, go fancy, go sporty, go elegant, whatever your power outfit is or whatever you wish it would be, do that. You don't even have to leave the house. This is for you, to show you that you're worth it. You're worth the effort of trying, of keep trying and getting on with it. And in that moment, when you look in the mirror, just know that you are worth it. And then tomorrow, you will keep trying. My 9th tip is just to get outside. Bury your feet in soil, walk barefoot in the grass. Sometimes when everything feels like it's spinning out of control, there's not a lot that we can do, but we can always ground ourselves. We can go to the park, we can go to the backyard, we can go somewhere where we can feel nature. And sometimes that is just a patch of grass or a little bit of dirt. And sometimes that could be an entire forest if that's where you live. The point is to ground yourself. Get out of the space that you live in every day, your house, your apartment, whatever it is, and ground yourself in the earth, in the soil, in the grass, and realize that it's okay. You are anchored. You have an anchor point. And sometimes that really helps things to sort of slow down, and you realize it's not as bad as it seems. And even if it is, you can still get through it. You just have to take time for yourself. No matter what is going on, no matter how much you have to show up for other people, if you do not show up for yourself, you cannot fully show up for other people. And my final tip is to build something with your hands. One of the previous tips was about destruction. and that's all about getting the energy out. But maybe that's not your thing. So take that pent-up energy and create something. Paint, build a Lego set, work on a puzzle, something that engages your hands and your mind. Because when you do those things, it gets you out of your head. You stop overthinking because you're focused on whatever it is in front of you. If you're playing chess, you can't be thinking about all the things that are going wrong. You have to think strategically about what move to make in order to win the game. When you're doing a puzzle, you have to figure out where all the pieces go. So while some of those might be cerebral and not necessarily building stuff with your hands, whatever, you're into, it is all about getting outside of your body, focusing on something else and creating something. Because at the end of a puzzle, you will have a full picture. At the end of building a Lego set or painting a miniature, you will have a finished thing that you can look at and be like, you know what? In my darkest time, I created something. I created something beautiful, something that I can look at and remember this time and know that even when everything felt like crap, I made something beautiful and I got through it and I got to the other side. That's all I have for today. And just because I'm curious, have you tried any of these before? If so, which one? And if none of these sound familiar, which one sounds most like you? Which one would you like to try next time that you're feeling down? I hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.